Hello and welcome. What the fuck? We'll just restart that. Blip, 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 blip. Here we go. Hello and welcome to Three's a Crime, a true crime podcast. I'm Tori.
I'm Emily.
And I'm Lindsey.
And that's our intro.
Here we are professional podcasters.
We're podcasters, bitches.
All right. We have things to talk about though before my story.
We have so much. So what we have to talk about is
We have a little report, the list with. Oh, not there. We are.
the microphone is like a foot away from her face. Not this last week, but like the week before, like the last couple weeks.
The last 2 weeks have been really crappy.
It's been fucking rough.
Yeah. For all three of us, it is shit. All three of us have had really bad weeks. I just had technological issues.
I've had tech issues and shit.
And Mia's chewing on a bone in the background
Oh,
too.
yeah.
So
We're at
But it's
Emily's.
yeah, we're at my house because it's warm and I have air conditioning. So naturally you're gonna hear Mia. So I've had tech issues. Lindsay's had brain issues and tech issues and medicine issues.
Yes.
And Tori has had animal issues.
Rescue
Lots.
issues, yeah.
Well, so Lindsay had someone like you were told that we were basically getting at the kinks in the beginning of the podcast, right? Isn't that what
Yeah,
you said
I
yesterday?
did. I did like a little meditation there. Oh, let me read it. We lost audio. We lost my whole computer. Had to reformat it, so I have to redo.
Lindsay
everything.
had a hard time with like all the logo stuff that she's made and like the vinyl stickers, and she's working on like a ton of stuff and
Right.
lost
and then
that all.
lost our fonts.
None of this has really been fixed on the technological end, on my
No,
end and
yeah.
your end.
Yeah.
Hasn't really been fixed. It's kind of like in the process of getting better from being a complete fucking hot mess. So
Yeah, and my audio just kept getting eaten,
Lindsay's audio,
which is
there's something about Lindsay's audio, it keeps cutting it, and I was about to export the Shoot the Shit episode, which by the way we were only going to really upload because I lost everything else. So usually the Shoot the
Right.
Shits are bonuses, and this time it was kind of, I was like, I'm gonna have to redo it, and it's gonna be the first episode we miss on a Wednesday. And I
Mhm.
was like really struggling with like, do I
Right.
do it? Because I really like watching those numbers move up. So yeah, Lindsay got a message.
so I did some meditation and I asked pretty much what the fuck.
Yeah.
My guides know that shit. And I got that all that's happening now, all the tech, all the just chaos, it's clearing it out, so when we get more successful, we're better equipped to handle all this shit.
Yeah, like we're basically
We're-
getting the kinks out while
Yeah.
our listeners are still
On
like
this
there's only
ride
a
with
few
us.
of you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you guys. You guys
Yeah.
are the diehard.
You
Dude,
guys are
for
like the OG.
real.
You can say I knew when they were terrible. I knew them when everything went wrong. So Tori had
So as we've talked about before, I am in rescue, and you guys have heard Kalahari quite a few times and seen her pictures. But I actually had to give her to a different foster because I was taking in some parvo kids. And if you don't know what parvo is, it is a
the fucking
virus
worst.
that dogs, puppies usually can get. And these kids had the first two in a series of like 4 or 5 shots that they get. And so I had taken 3 really sick kids, and 2 of them did not make it, and this was a big litter of 11 puppies, and so far 4 have passed away. So it's been, it's not all sunshine and rainbows. It's not all bad either, but I specifically like to do medical fostering, and so that's always a risk that you take when you do that, but
It doesn't make it easier.
does not make it easier. No.
It's still sad to deal with.
So that sucked big time. With the tech issues, and then the puppies passed, and I've actually made a decision to leave the rescue that I was working with, and so it's just been high emotion and and then finding out that yes, I guess if this is gonna happen, we want to have it happen when we only have 21 episodes.
Yeah.
But just to be like, oh my God, I think we've lost all of our audio that we've
audio
done.
and all of our images. We're not even a podcast
Yeah.
anymore.
We're
just talking.
We're just back to square. We're just back to texting saying,
all we have is the equipment.
So this has been, we've traveled through time and space
to be here with you.
To be here. And then also Thomas.
Yeah.
At the Starbucks.
On Buckeye and Division.
Yes, that particular one, Buckeye and Division. First of all, they know how to make the salted caramel cold brew. That foam is out of this world. But I had just a wonderful experience. He was so sweet and just a great barista. And I had mentioned it to the girls, and then Lindsey was like, oh my God, yes, he's my favorite one.
Him and I think Mike, they're so sweet. They're really good at their job.
So I had told him, I was like, oh, you should listen. We'll give you a shout out. And then
we lost it. So you're a few episodes late,
and then,
Thomas.
And then I think we actually recorded. I mean, should I just talk over it?
Yeah, we're just gonna have to move past it, I think.
And just know that this is one of our haunted episodes.
Yeah.
Mom
came and gridded the house.
We saged it. We I used my rattle, and
Mia is over us. I hope that stays in. That was really loud.
She's I can't hear, but I feel your stupid vibration.
Mia, you are the cutest.
And I also, in case I just randomly start to cry, audience.
It's just Lindsay's just processing things right now.
Yeah,
she's adjusting her meds.
Yeah, I'm adjusting my antidepressant meds, and all that stuff. So it's a wild ride. I might cry. I don't know.
It's a mess.
I don't know.
Messing. It's that's okay if you cry. We're here for you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we have
exciting news.
We planned a month. That's wild. It just kind of happened. But we're going to be doing Warren Wednesdays.
Oh. So if you are into horror movies, the new Conjuring movie is coming out. It is coming out June 4th, and that's what inspired this, because our little Lindsey loves movies and pop culture, and The Warrens is a crazy story.
It is.
Yeah. The Warrens were involved in a lot of paranormal cases. They were really the pioneer woo-woo.
Yeah.
So we're all really excited about Warren Wednesday. So we're going to, Emily and I are going to cover a couple of actual true crime stories that also have a paranormal link to them and that the Warrens actually worked on.
Yeah.
And then Emily, I'm looking, I don't know why I said that. Lindsey is going to do a deep dive into the Warrens themselves.
Yes.
And she's going to tell us all about their career and the things that they worked on. And
that'll be the last 2 weeks of June. So we're going to start with the first Conjuring, the first Wednesday of June. And that'll be just a little teaser, because that could be you could do a deep dive on that too. Right. Yeah. So we'll do a little teaser in Conjuring, and then Tori's doing Amityville.
Yep. Well, I'll be talking about DeFeo.
That is
Ronald DeFeo
involved with all that.
Right. Ronald DeFeo, his case, what happened, and then kind of the
The
folks
whole
that moved
thing.
in after the DeFeo murders experienced some serious
Yeah.
woo-woo shit, and of course the Warrens got in on that.
Yeah.
And then Emily is covering
The devil made me do
The
it.
devil made me
Conjuring
do
3.
yeah. So this way you guys will have like a good solid 2 weeks almost in June to go see the new Conjuring before
Yes.
we talk about it. So
Yeah.
don't come at us and yell at us for spoilers. We're telling you in advance.
Yes.
This is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And I decided not to do the Conjuring 2 because that has been done a lot. And I was more interested in doing the new movie instead. So,
Cool.
but I mean, it's all the Warrens. And I forgot. Okay, so there's the Conjuring universe includes the Annabelle universe. And
Because the first Conjuring starts with Annabelle, right?
yes, it introduces
yeah,
Annabelle.
okay.
And then A Haunting in Connecticut is a Warren case, but it's not part of the same world. But I thought it wasn't, but it is. We gotta also throw this in somewhere. I watched Promising Young Woman today, and I loved it. Tell me what you think about it.
Yeah, tell us
That's
if
all.
you've watched that movie.
I don't even know what is it about.
It's with Carrie Mulligan.
She's really pretty.
If you had said,
Beautiful. Oh god.
so I'm like, what's it about? Promising young woman. That's what I
It's
was
about-
expecting one of you to
Yeah,
say.
I'm a little disappointed that I didn't say
But
that.
yeah,
now.
I kind of
It's
I
about a
thought it
young
was gonna
woman.
come
She's
from
like
you.
super promising.
But the thing is, she's not. She was.
Is
And
it a
then
new movie?
Yeah,
That's
it
out?
got a
Yeah, because I told Lindsay I watched
Best
it last
director.
summer. She's like, it came out like 5 minutes.
It came out December of 2020. I was like, because it got an Oscar, I think, for Best Picture. The director is a
Oh.
woman and she wrote it. She's also, I think, in The Crown. She's an actress. She's a British actress.
Oh.
But it's about Carrie Mulligan, her character. She quit medical school with her friend Nina because Nina was sexually assaulted and nobody believed her. Everybody was just saying boys being boys. And so
Oh.
you find out Nina kills herself. And so she gets revenge on guys, but she will pretend she's drunk and then get home with the nice guy. And then when he tries to rape her,
She's like, actually, bitch, I'm not drunk at all. And he's basically like working to like take advantage of her because
Yes.
she's like
the
intoxicated.
nice guys who like
They're like,
lie
oh, let me
and-
take
Yeah.
you home. Yeah.
Yeah. And then she'll be like, there's like, she'll just threaten them so they don't do it again. But then she gets her final. It's just beautiful too. It's really pastel-y and it's really the set.
It's like
It's
beautifully
really
filmed.
fucking cool.
Yeah. We need to do our patrons too. I don't actually know if we wrote that down or not.
I thought we already.
No,
we
no,
have new
we have.
ones.
Yeah, bitch. We are so fancy that we have new
Guys,
patrons.
It's amazing.
So we have 3.
Oh my God, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
So one is Jess. She is in our producer tier.
Woo,
Yay.
bitch.
The Ghost to Emily's House also says things.
Yeah.
Hi.
Heidi.
Oh,
Is that your Heidi, right? Heidi.
Yes. Thank you,
She
Heidi. I
is
love
in
you.
the talent tier, which is the
Yes.
$10 tier. And then Justin from Ohio, and his picture is him with a dog. So naturally,
Yeah.
we love.
Yeah.
we just
Justin.
immediately were like, Justin, you're our bro.
Yeah, exactly.
He is in the talent tier. So also
Sweet.
$10 tier. So you guys are going to get your patron packages sent out next week. Well,
No, that was one of the things that I was going to get to earlier was that was another stress over the last week because we've been working to get your guys' Patreon packages together and out and everything made and
because we're making all of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't buy, like, we're doing it all ourselves, which is
Yes.
why it's taking longer because yeah, so but it'll be totally worth it.
Yeah.
It will. Like this is going to
I'm
be
cutting the
OG
vinyls.
material.
Mom
Yeah.
is fixing the vinyls, making
Yeah.
it so it's easy for you to pull off.
Yeah. It's gonna be awesome.
Family business.
And right now we're giving away a free vinyl if
Yes.
you leave a review.
But you need
Yes.
to let us know.
You have to
did,
Instagram us or something or email us.
Yeah,
do something
like,
to tell
so
us
we
that you
can
did
send
it.
to
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
Otherwise, it's a mystery.
Yeah, you can go to our website, threesacrime.com, and you can message us through that. You can email us at threesacrime.com at gmail, but you need to let us know where to send it.
threesacrime@gmail.
What did I say?
threesacrime.com at gmail.
Oh, there she goes.
Yeah, there she goes.
For the ghost in Emily's house, please stop with the feedback. Like, we acknowledge your presence, but we've got shit to do.
If you're
I
not here
appreciate
for the highest good of all, get the fuck out.
Out.
There's a lot more noises in my house than Lindsay's. It's gonna sound a little different. She sounds like she's drowning.
There's a lot here about food. And what we were gonna order today, which was
we went to Frank's.
Frank's Diner.
We needed breakfast. I needed a fucking waffle.
Did. Oh,
God, my waffle is so good.
So we all got breakfast foods, and so now we're having our mimosas while we record. So if you hear me sip, that's what's happening.
If you hear bubbles, that's why. Happy
Bubbles.
5,000 listeners!
Yeah, we need to cheers to that shit.
Yes,
And
cheers, my
I know
friends.
we've gone
I'm far away in the
Okay.
cold.
We gotta do it.
Oh, there we
Jesus Christ.
Y'all,
Y'all, I don't know if you know, but if you got a belly and boobies, it just makes it really hard. All three of us.
And I'm like
Just-
the corner of the couch just sunken in. Tori's sunken into.
Everyone's got their blanket and their
Yep.
little
It's so
mimosa,
comfy, yeah.
and we're actually at almost 7,000 listens.
yeah,
now.
which is awesome.
Fuck yeah.
So, but when we originally celebrated 5,000,
You guys didn't hear
you
it.
didn't hear it because we lost all the fucking audio.
We did.
So.
And
Oh, yeah. So as a reminder, when we hit 10,000 listeners, downloads, we're going to get a 3AC tattoo. It is not going to be our logo, though.
Yeah.
We have something else in
Surprise.
mind.
Madison Smith.
Madison Smith, you are a badass. So yeah, so basically what happened is she was making out with a guy. They were moving towards consensual sex. Both parties admit that it was consensual up to that point. And then as they started to have sex, he started choking her to like the point of unconsciousness. And she's crying and she's trying to get his hands off from around her throat.
Yeah.
I mean, pretty clearly like, stop. And then this prosecutor was like, well, because it began as consensual and because you didn't say no, then I don't, I'm not going to bring charges because you didn't vocally revoke consent. And she was like, how could I revoke consent
When you're being strangled.
when I'm being strangled?
Bullshit.
So they found this like really obscure law which allows people with a number of
1880,
signatures.
it said.
Yeah. With a certain number of signatures, I think it was like 239 signatures, you can convene your own grand jury. Now, in the meantime, this kid who says that he feels sorry for her, but he doesn't think he did anything wrong. And which, by the way, you did. He pled to something like a misdemeanor with like no real
consequence.
Yeah, essentially, like really no.
I didn't realize how much that does go with promising young woman.
Yeah, like in order to get those signatures, like she literally, her parents helped her, and she had to do it twice because apparently they found something like some sort of technicality wrong with the first set of signatures.
Why?
She had to.
I don't understand why.
Her and her parents, they had to like pitch a tent, they put up balloons, and then she had to tell this story over and over and over and over again in order to be able to get, the signatures to convene this grand jury. And like the DA is still coming out basically, I think it was the DA.
Is it a man?
Yeah, of course it's a man.
Okay. Makes sense.
And like she had, it says here that when she went home to tell her parents, I was raped last night, she told them, tugging down the collar on her hoodie to reveal a necklace of purple bruises.
Ugh.
Like, and all kinds of different people have like weighed in on this. A former Minnesota prosecutor
reviewed Kansas law for the Smiths and concluded that the attack qualified for a rape charge. Oh, and there's another part where, like, this guy says, I know there's no doubt that she thinks she was raped.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, it's interesting because that really is like the Eastern State story.
Yeah. Yes. It ties right in. Yes. I know
people
what you...
in power not giving a shit.
Did you guys see the article about the 11-year-old that used some Law and Order shit to catch her attempted kidnapper? An 11-year-old.
She was playing with slime.
She was playing with blue slime, and she was 11 years old, and it was caught on surveillance that he got out of his car and grabbed her and had a knife, and she fought like a fucking trooper and got blue. She knew that if she got out of it, she could say, like, when you find him, he'll be covered. It'll be everywhere.
Slime.
And
to get the DNA.
To get everything. She was literally thinking, I watched Law and Order, so I'm just going to use this blue slime to my advantage. She's at a fucking bus stop because she's 11 years old.
Yeah.
And she
a
and that
Mariska wrote a thing to her saying,
are you serious?
How proud she is of her. Mariska Benson, Olivia, the lady from SVU.
Her real name is
Mariska. And I was telling my mom, I was like, if that was a little boy, that little boy probably wouldn't have ever thought about that.
No.
They aren't in fear like
I don't even think I would think about that.
I think you would now.
Well, now.
With your true crime land.
Oh my God, so much. Oh my God, literally Michael was driving home from Montana the other day and he was like, hadn't responded to me for like 10 minutes.
Oh my God.
And I was like,
what do I do?
I was like, what if something has happened? I literally, you guys, checked his phone on like the Find My iPhone app to see if it would show me where he was. Because my true crime brain now, just anytime anything happens.
You do kind of go to like the worst possible scenario.
Hypersensitive.
Because then you think, I have the skills. If something's wrong, like I know what to do right now. That picture on the far corner with like the 4 guys. Yeah. And there's the one in focus and he looks mischievous. Best man was supposed to have my wedding ring, right? So we're standing at the altar. We've said our fucking vows. And they say... Okay, so the ring, and Michael, who is turning to Jamie, who is pulling out his pockets like, I don't have the ring. Fucking Brian had the ring the entire fucking time, and he knew that he had it, and so he was like giggling the whole time, and I thought I was gonna have to take one of their wedding rings, because I was like, I don't have, and he's just like.
You should have pushed him over.
Oh my God, I was like, you fucking...
I love that guy.
Like, look at that.
That's my favorite guy.
It's a good
Oh my God,
picture.
he's so proud of himself.
He is so proud.
This poor man on the
I know, he's like, what's happening?
Why can't we follow the rules?
I know. So that's my wedding day. Drama that happened. Brian was so proud of himself. I've never seen anyone shit their pants so much. They're like, you had one job. To literally hold on to my ring. That's it.
Did Michael just stare at them with
I
eyes
said,
are you
guys serious? And I was late and I showed up to the wedding and my hair was done, or my makeup was done, but my hair wasn't. And I had shorts and a t-shirt on and we forgot my robe that someone bought me, like a white silk robe that said bride on the back. Someone bought it for me, totally forgot it. And I was crying about it. I was so mad. And I showed up late and I still had to do my hair. And Michael like pops out as I'm getting out of the car and he goes, "You're late." And I was like, "You're not supposed to see me before the wedding. And my makeup was done and I had shorts to put on my fucking robe." I just was like losing my mind. He made me so mad when he was like, "You're late. You're not supposed to see me."
God.
It was a fun wedding day.
Oh my God. Okay,
right.
Eastern State Hospital.
Eastern.
Oh God, how do we want? Oh God.
Okay, so the short story is there is this fucking dude.
Phillips is his last name.
Phillips. So he worked as a nurse in this mental hospital.
Yeah, Eastern State Hospital, one of Washington's 2 state-run psychiatric facilities, a place that cares for vulnerable adults with serious or long-term mental illness.
So this guy worked with this chick, Jennifer, and there was like one night he basically tried to kill her. and
strangle her.
She got a restraining order against him. And like she went to the police, she did everything that she was supposed to do, and she was granted a restraining order. Eastern State Hospital did literally nothing to protect her, and at one point
put him in charge of her.
Yeah, he was her direct fucking supervisor.
It's in the Inlanders by Wilson Criscione.
How do you spell it?
Criscione.
Criscione?
Wilson, you're great. This is from it. Phillips, 41, had also worked there as a nurse for more than a decade. He was known as quiet, but someone who worked well with patients. In a hospital newsletter from 2017, he received kudos from 2 different staffers praising him for his positive energy and ability to facilitate a safe environment. Quote, he is skilled at diffusing conflict and managing even the most volatile patients on the ward.
But in his personal life, he's a fucking woman beater. Anyway, so Jennifer ended up breaking up with him, and she actually had to move out of town. Leave. He was stalking her. Anyway, so Jennifer left because he was stalking her, and I think even up until even when he was with his new girlfriend Cassie Dewey, he was still harassing Jennifer.
Yeah.
Anyway, he ended up pleading to something that was like a misdemeanor, and so there wasn't a felony charge, and so the hospital did not report him to the state medical board where he would have been investigated and reviewed to see if he should be able to keep his nursing license. They didn't do an internal review, and they were like, well, the charges were essentially dropped or whatever. He pled down. So they didn't do anything. Well, a year or two goes by, and he starts dating this new woman, Cassie Dewey, and a lot of people really kind of tried to warn her, but she was, and apparently they had really volatile fights. But even when he was with Jennifer and when he was with Cassie, he would do stuff to make himself look like he was the victim.
He would bash himself, and he would go in front of Jennifer and bash himself, or Cassie bash his head into the say, Cassie, why are you hurting me? What are you doing?
Oh my God.
Yeah, total psycho.
Jennifer said that once he convinced police that she needed to be committed to Providence Sacred Heart Medical Center for psychiatric evaluation.
And they kept her for 24 hours.
Took her. They fucking took her.
Yeah. He had a way of making, when the police would come, making himself out to be the victim. Yeah. And it was so Cassie got charged once because he told the police that she had tried to strangle him with the cords from his hoodie, and what she was saying is he was trying to kill I was just trying to get him off of me.
Yeah,
but she got charged with felony or with a misdemeanor assault, which is exactly what he ended up getting charged with Jennifer. Anyway, the point is
he has this fucking history.
He's got a history of domestic violence. He was sent by, maybe he wasn't sent by, but they were at least aware of the fact that he was in a drug and alcohol treatment program. He was in rehab. Yes, for meth. And
which fucks you up even more mentally.
Right. So Cassie eventually ends up breaking up with him, and he doesn't take it well. So he hides in her garage. And he waits for her to get home, and he stabs her 26 times. And she happened to have her 5-year-old daughter with her, and so he stabbed her a bunch of times.
And then he tried to kill himself with a car
He says he tried to kill him. Yeah. They found him laying by the car that was ready.
Yeah.
And he tried to say that he was trying to kill himself.
Yeah.
I think that was for sympathy.
The same story.
Yeah,
I didn't know either until I saw this article. I was like, oh, I didn't know this was a whole thing.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Because we all heard first just they found a dead woman.
And her daughter.
Injured a 5-year-old.
Injured a 5-year-old.
Some dude. And they're like, we don't know.
Yeah. And I remember it said attempted suicide.
Yeah.
What did he do to the girl? He stabbed her?
He stabbed
5 times.
Yeah. And so when the police finally got there,
she survived.
She survived. The only thing that she could say was, the man stabbed me.
Yeah. That man stabbed me.
Did the-
He would literally stand in the front yard and just stare at them through the window.
That is like my worst fear is
This
looking
is
out
like
my
a
window at
true
night. and
socio-fucking
seeing-
path. Of,
Yeah. Somebody, I can't remember who it was, but one of the experts I think that they talked with was like, you certainly don't force a domestic violence victim to work with her abuser, let
No.
alone put him in charge of her. Like, there were, with him as her direct boss, there were several times a day where she would have to contact him on the phone, which was forcing her to violate her own protection order. And I can't remember if it was Cassie or if it was this guy's like first wife or somebody.
His first wife, they also had a very
They also had a
tumultuous-
tumultuous, yeah, and I think she had a restraining order against him. And that ended up getting thrown out because he was saying that she was crazy.
Yeah.
She didn't need to die.
No.
This guy, this should have,
It could have been stopped.
And the other thing, this was the other part of the article that really, really bugged me, is 2 days after her death, Eastern State Hospital CEO Mark Kettner sent an email to staff. So I'm reading this directly from the Inlander article.
I'll put the link in the episode notes.
It says, we are all grieving over the tragic death of our valued team member, Cassie Dewey. I ask that we respect Cassie's dignity and privacy by not reaching out or releasing information to the media. The email begins. He then said that they recognize domestic violence is an ongoing issue in our community, adding that the hospital will explore system or policy changes that may need to be adopted to assure that future tragedies can be avoided. And then it says the email was infuriating to several employees who spoke with the Inlander. And so anybody that still works there basically in this article wanted to remain anonymous because they're worried that they're going to get fired. And like a lot of them saw this as a direct threat to them to not go
Absolutely.
to the media.
Yeah.
And I mean,
Instead of,
it's kind of how it sounds.
Yeah.
it sounds exactly
know?
like, oh, look, let's not focus, let's cover it up. And this hospital as well has been known to have patients escape.
Yeah.
And it's not, apparently they took a bunch of money away from the Western one because they didn't follow, they blew a bunch of like rules or whatever. So Eastern gets funding. And because they're like, oh, they haven't had many problems that we've heard about. But like this, it's very notorious here in Spokane to not be a safe kind of place. But if you work there, tell us. Let us know.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends.
Get us on listens, downloads, links.
Yeah, and then you'll get to see our 3 AC tattoos because we want you to know we're fucking committed.
Yeah.
We are. We've been
We
doing
are
this
committed.
for 5 seconds. We're like, you guys want to get tattoos?
I think that was my idea because I
It
will
was
just
like,
tattoo
yeah.
anything that's big in my.
I will tattoo anything that has brought me joy at any point. You know what I
Yes.
mean? Like, I have a matching
Yes.
tattoo with my old roommate. She's married and has a baby, and like that was a long time ago. But
Mhm.
it makes me happy every time I look at it.
Aw.
The memories are always
That's
good.
kind of how I feel about tattoos. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's a story and it's part of my life that
Mhm.
happened.
It's a part of your life. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Thanks for listening to this week's episode. We put out new episodes every single Wednesday, and if you're impatient like me, be sure to become a Patreon where you can get your episodes early each week. For as little as $5 a month, you not only significantly support the production of this podcast, but you'll also get ad-free episodes in addition to them being early. For pictures, videos, and links related to this episode, be sure to check out our Instagram at 3sacrime. And for more information, go to 3sacrime.com.